Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Titan Talk. Today we're going to be going over the signing of J.J. Watt yesterday by the Arizona Cardinals, how that could impact the Titans, and how they are going to be signing, or like who can they sign now. And as well, we're going to later in the episode break down the Carson Wentz trade and how that could impact the rest of the division. So first we'll start off by talking about the J.J. Watt signing that happened yesterday. It's pretty interesting. I didn't think JJ was going to go to the Cardinals, and now it creates an interesting thing with their cap space because now they're in the negative. They can't re-sign Hassan Reddick, it doesn't look like. And I think that's a potential candidate that the Titans could sign. I'd like to get him for 10 to 11 million. I think that'd be a good signing if we could get him. What do you think, Colin?
Yeah, Hassan Reddick would be a good signing for the Titans. I think the Cardinals, I think it's a good signing getting J.J. Watt, but I think they might have overpaid him a little bit because he hasn't really proven himself, and it's a whole heck of a lot to stay healthy. And they could have paid him like 2 years, $25 million, but they decided to go 2 years, $31 million. So it depends on if he can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy and be a monster, it's a good deal for them. But like you said, if they not bringing back Hassan Reddick, that puts some pressure on the Cardinals with J.J. Watt.
I think this is all going to play into JJ's health, and because we know he's a monster on the field, it's just can he stay on the field? Obviously, his production's been going down a little bit, from his earlier career numbers, but that does have a big role to play with the injuries he's sustained in the last few years. Now, here's the thing. The current contract is Watt is supposed to make 15 to 16 million a year, and he's under a 2-year contract. The big thing is JJ is he'll be 32 when the season starts. He's currently 31. His birthday's in a couple weeks. So he'll be 32 when the season starts. By the time his contract's over, he'll be 34 or 35. I just don't know what his production will be like, in the next year or two. I mean, we just don't know. And if he'll be able to stay on the field or not. Again, we just don't know.
Yeah, we don't. With the Texans, the past couple of years, he ain't played a lot. Like you said, we don't really know if he's gonna stay healthy. But if he stays healthy, man, he's gonna be a monster wrecking with Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt. I would not want to be a quarterback on that other side of the line of scrimmage. Man, they're gonna get a lot of pressure, and they're gonna be making a lot of teams not too happy.
Yeah. Now, one thing, I was watching some film earlier, just in case, we didn't sign JJ. We needed a pass rusher from the draft. I was watching some Azeez Ojulari tape. He plays at Georgia, and, I mean, here's the thing. He reminds me of kind of like Harold Landry. Harold Landry doesn't really have any moves. He kind of just uses his speed, or maybe he has one move he uses to get around defenders, but he mostly just uses his speed to get around the edge, and that's the same thing Ojulari does. That's the thing that concerns me. I think we need a guy who can just go in there, have like 3 different moves, or he's a multi-threat, where he can use different moves to get around, and he's not so predictable.
Yeah, I think the Titans definitely need to up their pass rush because, man, I think they were second to last. And yeah, like you said, man, they gotta get some Harold Landry. They gotta draft the right guy that's gonna really get pressure on that QB.
And unfortunately, the kid we drafted from Georgia this year, he was a setback. The tackle Isaiah Wilson, he was a setback. That's a setback, Drafting using your first round pick on a guy that you never get to see play. His one snap that was like actually in a game, he got pushed over. It's just disappointing.
Yeah, that was not a very good. I think the GM, that's not really his fault because he didn't know he was going to go DUI, but
yeah,
he wasn't a good draft pick.
Yeah, it's unfortunate,
I think the
but
Titans got very lucky that Christian Paul fell to the pick.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Something I am. So we're gonna talk about the Colts situation right now. I think they're the Titans' only competitor right now for the division. As the Texans look like they're about to hit rebuild mode, and Jags are in the middle of it right now. Um, Colts though they're ready to win right now. They just got a new quarterback, Carson Wentz, traded a third and a fifth for him. That's either a boom or a bust move. I think it's either you're going to get a star player or you're going to get a bust, and you gave up a third and a fifth for him.
I definitely agree, man. I think he might be a little bit better. He's not gonna be his MVP for him, I don't think, because man, Achilles injury is really hard to
Fully come back from. Yeah.
But man, it's gonna depend on because Frank Reich, he was an absolute beast. And Frank Reich was his offensive coordinator, and if Frank Reich, hear me out, if he can get Carson Wentz back to that MVP mode, watch the Colts for a Super Bowl contender because the Colts have a bunch of talent. Their defense is tremendous.
Yeah.
And they have very good receivers like Michael Pittman. T.Y.'s getting a little bit up there, but
I think I hate to say it, but I think the Colts aren't going to re-sign Ty. He's a free agent.
Yeah, Paris Campbell. You just got a lot of guys that you just.
Yeah, they got some decent depth at receiver.
I think they've always been. They're kind of like the one move away, which this might be the move for them. Is a QB. They're a QB away. They need to find the right QB and just ride with them.
Look, I'm going to say it right now. They're a top 5 defense. Their running back core is top 3. I'm thinking they're top 3 running core. They have Marlon Mack, Jonathan Taylor, and Nyheim Hines. That is a super deep. All of them are above average, really good running backs, and they can hurt you in different ways. All of them are super versatile. They can play. Some of them, like Nyheim Hines, insane receiving back. Jonathan Taylor going pound the ball. And then, the receiving core is deep. I mean, it's all going to depend on Carson Wentz, and I think the Colts also have probably a top 5 O-line, too.
The Colts play next season is going to depend on how Carson Wentz fits in the Frank Reich system.
Yep.
Because he's done it before and was very successful, but is he going to do it again? Is he willing to do it again? That's the big question, and I think he is capable of doing it. But I don't know if we're going to see him do it, but man, that's going to be a real good fight for that division, the Colts versus the Titans. I'm looking forward to that.
So we'll have to see how it plays out next season. The off season or the free agency is coming up here in just a few weeks. We'll keep you updated on that. And we'll see how next season goes for J.J. Watt and Carson Wentz. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you next episode.